First of all, obviously every Kage is Kage level, which means by default this list includes Hashirama, Tobirama, Hiruzen, Minato, Tsunade, Kakashi, Naruto, the first 3 Kazekage, Gaara's dad, Rasa, Gaara himself, the first 4 Raikage, Darui, the first Tsuchikage, Mu, Onoki.
Wait, I never saw the first 4.
So Gaara himself, the first 4 Raikage, Darui,
I never seen them. Like, where'd they come from? Was this in a filler? Did they get shown in a filler? Because I never seen them before, bro.
Tsuchikage, Mu, Onoki, Kuratsuchi, the first 3 Mizukage, Yagura, Mei, and Chojuro. Characters with similar power to any of the people listed here should also be Kage level, so to figure out who all that describes, I'll begin by compiling a list of characters who can be directly compared to any of the existing Kage. Madara was Hashirama's lifelong rival and regularly fought.
Madara is definitely Kage level. I mean, come on now.
When he was reanimated by Kabuto, he fought all 5 of the then present-day Kage and defeated them with ease. Then later, when he was properly brought back to life, he's
above
beat
Kage
both
level.
Hashirama and Tobirama. As the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, Obito fought the entire allied shinobi forces, including the first 4
also
Hokage at
way
the same
above
time.
Kage
Before
level.
becoming the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails, he fought the 4th Hokage one-on-one, and even though he lost pretty badly, Minato recognized that Obito was very dangerous. At the 5 Kage summit, he saved Sasuke from Inoki without even being detected, and later easily reacted to an attack from the Raikage. After Guy opens the 8th gate, Madara says he's the best taijutsu user he's ever seen, and
shout out my boy Guy, bro.
Person he's ever fought before, which makes him stronger than Hashirama.
Shout out my man Guy, bro. He worked his whole life only in taijutsu, and he finally got recognized by Madara Uchiha to be that dude, bro. Shout out my boy Guy.
And the strongest person he's ever fought before, which makes him stronger than Hashirama. Orochimaru assassinated Rasa, and while he didn't kill Hiruzen, he essentially forced him to kill himself to protect the village. He could also summon and command the first 2 Hokage with the reanimation jutsu, who, while weaker than they would be at full power, were described as fighting at Hokage level by spectators. Orochimaru is also generally considered to be relative in power to the other 2 Sannin, including Tsunade, the 5th Hokage. He was also a candidate to become the 4th Hokage, and it's implied the only reason he didn't get the position was because Hiruzen wasn't happy with the sort of person he was, not because he wasn't powerful enough. Like Orochimaru, Jiraiya should be relative in power to Tsunade.
If Jiraiya's there, I mean, if Orochimaru and Tsunade there, Jiraiya gotta be there.
Multiple occasions. With Yamato absorbed, Guru was able to make a wooden statue so dangerous that it forced Hiruzen and a bunch of other people accompanying him to stop in their tracks.
Who the fuck is that?
During the 4th, Hiruzen and the Yamato absorbed Guru.
Oh, is that Yamato?
Kage on multiple occasions. With Yamato absorbed,
his last name is Guru? No, this is somebody else, bro. He said Yamato is absorbed, but who the fuck is Guru?
Position of Hokage on multiple occasions. With Yamato absorbed, Guru was able to make a wooden statue so dangerous that it forced Hiruzen and a bunch of other people accompanying him to stop in their tracks. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, Sakura's power is directly compared to Tsunade's, and it's said that it might even exceed it. I know I'm putting him right after Sakura, but no, it has nothing to do with the fact that...
First of all, even though I hate Sakura, right? Well, that's not accurate to say. I hate Naruto Sakura. Shippuden Sakura, I don't hate her. I don't hate Shippuden Sakura, but she is still kind of useless. But she redeemed herself. She don't even redeem herself, but she became less useless in the war arc, okay? Even in Shippuden, she was still useless, but the war arc, she had more of a use, you know what I'm saying? She ain't catch up to Naruto and Sasuke, but she was an asset. She became an asset. That's the best compliment I can give her. She became an asset. She was still kind of pointless story-wise, backstory-wise, all that, but she became an asset in the war arc, so shout out to her, you know what I'm saying? So I don't hate her in Shippuden, but I definitely hate her in Naruto Part 1, but congrats to her for making the list, man.
I know I'm putting him right after Sakura, but no, it has nothing to do with the fact that he fought her, okay? The reason Sasori's here is because he assassinated the 3rd Kazekage.
Yeah, and like the whole country or something too.
Even though he won the fight through less than honest means, he still displayed a level of relativity to Gaara before he decided to bomb the village. Sasuke fought the Raikage on fairly even terms and then got stronger, like way stronger. I don't really want to include Boruto stuff in this video, but for the sake of convenience, I'll make an exception here and say that
you ain't even got to do Boruto. You could just do the war arc. Going based off the war arc, they was fighting Naruto and Sasuke was fighting Madara and Obito. That alone put you at Kage level because them two was fighting the whole Kage by themselves. I mean, and the whole great army by themselves. So just off that alone and being relative to Naruto, easily Kage level. You ain't even got to go to Boruto to do all that.
I'll include Boruto stuff in this video, but for the sake of convenience, I'll make an exception here and say that Sasuke is also considered Naruto's equal in the Boruto era. B's power is considered similar to the fourth
B,
Kage,
yeah,
and
I
the two
agree.
of them do actually fight at one point. Neither of them are using their full power here, but base to base, B straight up overpowers him. B's the last character who I think is certainly Kage level based on direct scaling to the other Kage, but there are some other characters I want to go over who are debatably Kage level through direct scaling.
Okay, so this is where we get to the debatable list.
In this batch range from almost definitely Kage level to possibly Kage level, but probably not. They're not ordered based on likelihood or anything like that, so I'll provide my own opinion with each character here.
All right, let's hear it.
Kakuzu fought Hashirama at some point in the past, but according to the third databook, lost the fight and almost died trying to escape. This isn't really indicative of anything, and even though he fought Naruto and Kakashi, two future Kage, it's debatable whether or not they were actually Kage level at this point, and Kakashi said he could have beaten Kakuzu if he had used the Mangekyo Sharingan, then Naruto actually did beat Kakuzu pretty much by himself. I'll talk about Kakuzu some more later, and for now I'll just conclude that if he is Kage level, it's definitely not because of any first-hand interactions he has with any of the Kage. The same way Madara was Hashirama's rival during the Warring States period, Izuna was Tobirama's rival. The databook claims the two had equal power, though Tobirama did eventually kill Izuna, so the two may have only been close in power, not outright equals. The only reason I consider him debatably Kage level rather than outright definitely Kage level is because it's unknown how strong Tobirama was during the Warring States period. He might not have been Kage level yet. Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably not true, but it's impossible to know for sure.
That makes sense.
Kinkaku and Ginkaku mostly get credit for two things. First, nearly killing Tobirama and potentially entering the second.
They became such a meme, bro. Like, they got stuff that's infused with Nine Tails chakra. I don't know, bro. I look at Kinkaku and Ginkaku. I look at them as like a meme, bro. Like, they supposed to be like these super powerful people because they got tools that's infused with Nine Tails chakra. But man, I don't know what it is, bro. Like, they feats are supposed to be powerful, I guess. Like, didn't they fight like Hashirama or something? Or they fought somebody important back in the day, but I just can't take them serious. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but I just can't take them serious like that, bro. It's not serious to me.
First, nearly killing Tobirama and potentially injuring the second
Tobirama, that's what they fought.
The two of them meant to establish a formal alliance between the Leaf and Cloud villages, and later actually killing Tobirama together with 18 other S-rank ninja. I don't think that these two things are particularly...
That's what they did. They didn't fight Hashirama. They killed Tobirama, which makes no sense to me, bro. How you kill Tobirama, bro? What is that? How you do that? How you kill Toby? Nah, not Tobirama. Nah, bro. Tobirama is powerful. How you? So that's what I'm saying. Like, they feats on paper sound so good, but then I look at them as characters, and it's like something about them is just goofy, bro. And I just can't do it. Like, even though y'all beat Tobirama on paper, right? Why do I still look at y'all as goofballs, bro? I don't know.
Tobirama together with 18 other S-rank ninja. I don't think that these two things are particularly strong pieces of evidence, though. First, it's unknown what, if anything, happened to the second Raikage at the meeting between he and Tobirama. And even though it is impressive that Kinkaku and Ginkaku were able to come close to mortally wounding Tobirama, it's explicitly stated that they did this through a surprise attack, which means that Tobirama was off guard. Like I mentioned earlier, many people are also under the impression that they were part of the team that killed Tobirama, but I don't actually think they had anything to do with this. Tobirama was killed by a group of ninja named the Kinkaku unit, but this doesn't actually mean that Kinkaku and Ginkaku were part of the team. It could have, for example, been a team created to track down and kill Kinkaku and possibly Ginkaku as well, which is
so they might not have been there.
Since, as the fourth Raikage says, they're the worst criminals in the Cloud Village's history. It would be weird for criminals who supposedly tried to assassinate the second Raikage to be a part of the Cloud Village's military. And what makes it even more unlikely that they were part of the team that killed Tobirama is that they're under the impression that he's the one who revived them with the reanimation jutsu. The strongest piece of evidence that supports these two being Kage level is something the fourth Raikage says about them, or more specifically says about Kinkaku, which is, hurry,
what do you say?
If Kinkaku is transformed, we won't be able to stop him. It could be wrong, but I think what's more
if he's transformed,
at least, is that he may not be talking about he and Tsunade fighting Kinkaku. He could be using we to refer to the allied shinobi forces, specifically the members of the allied shinobi forces who are currently fighting Kinkaku. Personally, I think these guys probably are Kage level based on what's said about them. I think it's extremely likely, but I wouldn't blame anybody for being skeptical.
Look at their face, bro. Like, they face is goofy to me too. Like, they got the Naruto whiskers. I guess that's because of the Kurama chakra. But then I also bring up the question, unrelated but kind of related. Why does Boruto got it? You see what I'm saying? Why do Boruto got the whiskers, bro? He ain't had nothing to do with Naruto with the fox. You feel me? Like, okay, if you want to say, oh, he was in his balls and that's why he was in close proximity because he was in his balls, bro. Like, he was sperm. He wasn't even like fertilized into the egg yet. Like, does that count? Is that how we gonna do it? Is that how that's how he's gonna get the whiskers from being sperm? Cause like, what other reason does Boruto have whiskers? And does his daughter have whiskers? I forgot. I don't know because I don't watch Boruto, but I don't watch Boruto, but I'm trying to remember the pictures of her in my head, and I don't think she got whiskers, right? I don't think so. Actually, let me look this up. I can look it up. I got the internet right in front of me. Oh, she do got whiskers. Oh, okay. So she do got whiskers, bro. Interesting. And why she only got 2? It's all weird. All right, let's get back to the video. But it's all weird. Why do they got whiskers? Kinka and Ginka, these two goofy motherfuckers, boy.
Based on what's said about them, I think it's extremely likely, but I wouldn't blame anybody for being skeptical. A lot of characters seem to be under the impression that Fugaku should.
Yeah, he would have won. So yeah, he's Kage level.
But most, if not all, of these characters are
him and the fourth. He was supposed to be the 4th Hokage, or he wanted to be the 4th Hokage. It was between him and Minato. And when he didn't win, that's when they were going to stage the rebellion, which is why Itachi, you know what I'm saying, they used Itachi as a scapegoat and have him kill his whole village. I mean, his whole clan. But yeah, so he was in competition with Minato to be the Hokage. So that obviously makes him Kage level.
Kaku should have been the 4th Hokage instead of Minato, but most, if not all, of these characters are members of the Uchiha clan, so their point of view may be a bit biased. If I take the anime filler into consideration, I think it's a lot more likely that he's Kage level since he has the Mangekyo Sharingan there and claims that he can even control the Nine Tails, but other than that, I think that there's very little actual evidence that he was Kage level. Danzo being in the debatable section might seem weird since he was actually offered the position of Hokage, but it was only a temporary thing. He didn't have his face carved into the side of the mountain or anything like that, and Tsunade was supposed to take the position back from him as soon as she recovered from the injury she sustained during Pain's assault. If Danzo had actually become the 6th Hokage, I'd have no choice but to consider him Kage level, but because of the nature of his promotion, I don't know exactly how to categorize him. Based on his fight with Sasuke, I think Danzo is weaker than all of the other present-day Kage, even Mei, who most people consider to be the weakest of the 5. Her lava style jutsu was at least considered dangerous by Madara.
Because Sasuke was putting a boy, listen. He was beating the brakes off that boy. He ain't have to do him like that. I mean, he did because what Danzo was doing. So he did deserve it, but he ain't have to do him like that. He was putting a smackdown on Danzo, bro. He was beating him.
5. Her lava style jutsu was at least considered dangerous by Madara. Meanwhile, Danzo couldn't do anything to Sasuke Susanoo. The best way I can articulate how I feel is to say if Danzo had actually become the 6th Hokage, there would be more characters on this list as a result of Kage level being a lower bar to clear.
Damn.
Kabuto says that if Kimimaro hadn't been sick during and had been present for the assassination of the 3rd
Kimimaro? So okay, Kimimaro died when he was a kid. So are we going off like the potential of Kimimaro? If we're going off the potential of Kimimaro, I guess you could say that. But when he died, he was around like Kid Gaara level, which I mean, Kid Gaara was, you know, Shukaku and all that. He had a big power, but in Gaara, okay, hold on, let me think about this, right? If we scaling him off Gaara when he was a kid, Gaara when he had Shukaku and he fought in the tuning exams, that Gaara was Jonin level because that Gaara, when he was in the Forest of Death, they said that was that when he was in the Forest of Death? It was sometime around there. They was explaining his backstory and they was like, oh yeah, he killed Jonins from his village. So if he killed Jonins from his village, he's obviously at least Jonin level. This is Kid Gaara, he's Jonin level, right? And then in the tuning exams when he fought against Sasuke and Naruto and all them, and he brought up Shukaku, the one tail, you can make a case that if he was already Jonin level, you can make a case that he kind of edged up to Kage level, but that's off the power of Shukaku, right? And I think by the time no, actually I was gonna say that by the time he fought Kimimaro that he didn't have Shukaku no more, but that was in Shippuden when they took Shukaku out. So I don't know. I mean, base Kid Gaara is Jonin level. We know that for a fact because he killed other Jonins as a kid, so he got to be Jonin level, right? So the only thing up beyond that is like Anbu and Special Jonin. No, Special Jonin is lower. Only thing above Jonin is like Anbu and the Foundation people. That's basically Anbu too, and then Kage. At least in my head, right? That's how I'm categorizing it. So was he slightly touching Kage level? I mean, maybe with the power of Shukaku. If Shukaku came out, the One Tails, maybe. So not Kimimaru. That's it. That is his name, Kimimaru. Was he Kage level? He was Jonin level for sure. Jonin for sure. But he was also like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But if we going off his potential, he could have got there. He could get there. But at the time of his death, he was not Kage level though.
Kabuto says that if Kimimaru hadn't been sick during and had been present for the assassination of the third Hokage, the mission would have gone smoothly and Orochimaru wouldn't have lost his arms. There are multiple ways to interpret this, one way being that Kimimaru, without being weakened by a sickness, may have been around as strong as, if not stronger than, Hiruzen was. Obviously, that's not necessarily the case, but I'm not going to outright dismiss it. Zabuza did plan on assassinating the Mizukage at some point, but he never actually did it. In fact, the entire reason he had to go rogue was because he tried to do it and failed. Maybe the fact that he thought he could
Zabuza is straight Jonin level, bro.
Indicative of him being Kage level, but I doubt it. Yugito was one of the Jinchuriki reanimated by Kabuto and made into one of Obito's 6 paths of pain. The fourth Mizukage, Yagura, was another one of them, and all 6 of the Jinchuriki seemed fairly close in power when they fought Naruto and Bee. It's hard to prove that she's actually as strong as Yagura using this fight, but if she is, she should be Kage level. Same thing as Yugito. Also the same thing as Yugito. Same thing as Yugito and the other Jinchuriki. Fu's the last of the 6 Jinchuriki that fought Naruto and Bee, and like them, she seems to be around as strong as Yagura.
I guess.
Next, I'll be listing characters who are Kage level through indirect or second-hand scaling, characters who have shown that they're as strong as or stronger than characters who have already proven to be Kage level. Basically, if they're relative to or stronger than any of the characters I've already talked about,
this is some like real debatable stuff right here.
About to talk about, they'll show up in this section of the list. Like before, I'll start with characters who I think are definitely Kage level, and I'll get into debatable cases afterwards. According to Sasuke, Kage is stronger than Madara, and she routinely displays that she's stronger than all 4 members of Team 7 and Obito.
Yeah, of course, Kage, yeah.
When Hagoromo meets Naruto and Sasuke,
he's literally the sage of 6 paths, bro. Like, he's literally that, like, of course he's Kage level, like, come on now.
Says Madara is approaching his level of power, implying he hasn't quite reached it yet. Also, he and his brother created the moon at the end of their fight with Kaguya in the process of sealing her away. Even ignoring these 2 things, his reputation as the sage of 6 paths speaks for itself. Hamura should be comparable in power to Hagoromo.
I don't know who that is. Is this Boruto? It looked like Boruto.
Create the moon and beat Kaguya, so you know. Soneri seemed confident that he could survive the Earth.
This is definitely Boruto right here.
Each other, and he was also able to fight Naruto, who fought a much stronger version of Sasuke than the one that fought the Raikage. Pain killed Jiraiya and is almost definitely blatantly stronger than Deidara and Sasuke.
Yeah, Pain is on there, yeah.
Hanzo slaughtered a whole platoon of Konoha ninja during the Second Great Ninja War, and was so impressed that the only survivors, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade, didn't die that he dubbed them the Sani. It's fair to argue that the Sani may not have been in their prime here, and may not have even been Kage level when this fight happened, but years later, when Jiraiya infiltrates the Hidden Rain village and finds out that Hanzo's dead, he can't believe it. He considers it impossible for anyone to kill Hanzo on their own. I know this is weird, but Mifune just straight up beat Hanzo in a fight. He was so fast that Hanzo couldn't even weave seals against him, and when the 2 of them fought at some point in the past, Hanzo remarked that he couldn't make any mistakes while fighting Mifune. Again, I know it's weird, but
Mifune, I see his argument, and you know, I don't disagree with it, but this is one of the people that's like, this is debatable. But I see his argument, and so far, I mean, I guess I agree.
As Hanzo remarked that he couldn't make any mistakes while fighting Mifune. Again, I know it's weird, but this guy's just a monster, I guess. It's said that in Sakumo's time, the Sannin paled in comparison to him, and he shouldn't have died too long before Orochimaru was considered a viable candidate for the 4th.
Oh, the White Fang, Kakashi dead. Oh.
Orochimaru openly admits Itachi
is definitely on there.
He says this after his arms have been sealed and he's become substantially weaker as a result. He also cites his inferiority to Itachi as the reason he left the Akatsuki. Orochimaru tried to steal Itachi's body quite some time after being considered a candidate for the 4th Hokage, so even if I use the least charitable interpretation of this statement possible, Itachi should be well above Kage level based on this interaction. After Naruto revives him with the reanimation jutsu, Itachi shows that he's at least as strong as Sasuke, who at this point was way stronger than he was when he fought the Raikage. Deidara also seems to think Itachi's stronger than him, and this is practically confirmed when Obito reveals to Sasuke, who had already beaten Deidara in a one-on-one fight at this point, that Itachi could have won their fight if he'd actually been trying. Kisame beat Killer B and was able to fight.
Kisame is my dude, bro. He don't get enough credit. He don't get enough credit at all. He literally is like a tailed beast, bro. He's like a seven-tailed beast, man. He don't get enough credit, bro. He's definitely Kage level. Shout out to Kisame. People be downplaying your name. Oh crap. What happened to this chair? People be downplaying your name, bro. But you really one of them, bro. You really one of them, bro.
And react to 7th Gate Guy, though it is possible to argue that these two examples don't prove he's Kage level. B spent most of the second half of his fight against Kisame focused on protecting two bystanders, and Kisame didn't actually beat Guy in their fight. Having said all that, at the beginning of his fight with B, Kisame was, while in base, able to clash with and arguably even overpower version 1 Cloak B. Sounds Kage level to me.
Super Kage
Kabuto
level.
revived and summoned an army of ninja,
Kabuto,
many
of
of
course.
whom were themselves Kage level. Even without his summons, once he's entered Sage mode, the least charitable I can be to him is to say that he's at least vaguely relative in power, speed, ninjutsu skill, and genjutsu skill to the strongest version of Itachi ever shown to the audience. That takes care of all of the concretely Kage level characters that I'm aware of, so now I'll move on to less clear-cut cases. Again, from here on out, I'm getting into debatable territory, and the characters I'm about to...
This is your debatable territory? Because Mifune was debatable to me. I don't know, like, Hanzo, like, alright, yeah, I see Hanzo. He literally created, well, he didn't create them, but he definitely gave them the name of the 3 Sannin, the legendary Sannin. So I can see how you put him on there. And then Mifune, because he beat Hanzo, you put him on there. But I just ain't see enough of Mifune. Like, okay, yeah, he beat Hanzo. That's a great feat. Wonderful feat, right? But like, I think it's just because I think my only thing that I'm hung up on when I really think about it is the fact that I didn't see Mifune do anything else. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I'm hung up on, is that I didn't see Mifune do anything else. And by the time we see him in a war arc or like at the Swagkage summon, he's already old, which I mean, in anime, being old doesn't necessarily make you less powerful. It can, but it don't necessarily have to be like that. But yeah, I think that's the only thing I'm hung up on, is that I ain't see him do nothing else.
Are anywhere from almost absolutely 100% definitely Kage level to probably not Kage level, but worth mentioning for the sake of being thorough. Ashura's never actually shown fighting anybody,
Ashura,
but he
of
is
course,
able to use the same 3-headed, 6-armed avatar that Naruto uses in his fight against Sasuke, and also he received all of Hagoromo's power, so he should probably have power that's at least somewhat comparable to his dad's. The manga doesn't make it clear if Indra and Ashura were still equals after Ashura received all of Hagoromo's power, but the manga and the databooks do imply that Indra naturally inherited a lot of Hagoromo's power anyway. Conan damaged Obito in their fight and immediately earned his respect for doing so. It's made pretty clear he wasn't going all out when this happened though, so it's difficult to extrapolate how strong she is from this. It is worth mentioning that with prep time, she was able to turn an entire body of water into 600 billion paper bombs, which is very impressive, almost certainly a Kage level feat.
Yeah.
Hidan and Kakuzu fought Yugito together and later fought Kakashi, but Hidan didn't beat Kakashi, and the bulk of the fight with Yugito isn't shown. It's reasonable.
Is Hidan? I don't know, bro. He's definitely hacks. His ability to not die is definitely hacks, which is why he's just not dead to this at this point in time. He's currently in the ground. His power is definitely hacks, but it's like, or I should say his ability is hacks, but is his power level that of a Kage? I mean, he was going against Kakashi, who at this point, this is not War Arc Kakashi, but this is a Kakashi that is more powerful than he was in the beginning of the show. I don't know, bro. Let me hear what he say, bro.
Kakashi, but Hidan didn't beat Kakashi, and the bulk of the fight with Yugito isn't shown. It's reasonable to assume that Hidan beat Yugito with his Jashin ritual based on the aftermath of the fight, and since that bypasses durability completely, and because in what is shown of the fight, Yugito is straight up beating Hidan and Kakuzu, and because the two of them fought her together, and because she's only debatably Kage level to begin with, I don't think it's reasonable to claim that Hidan is Kage level based on any of this. The best argument in Hidan's favor is that most of the other members of the Akatsuki are Kage level, but he says himself that he's the weakest, so even this doesn't help him very much.
I think his ability is just super hacks, the point that he's basically immortal, so he just overwhelms you and wins by attrition. Like, he don't necessarily, his power isn't Kage level, but he just beats you by attrition. It's like Naruto fighting who can he fight? Choji, but Choji just won't die. That's kind of disrespectful now that I say that out loud. Choji is kind of a wild statement, but you get what I'm trying to say though. Like, if Choji was immortal and can't die, he'll eventually win by attrition, bro. And that's basically what Hidan be doing.
Kage level, but he says himself that he's the weakest, so even this doesn't help him very much. I'll admit, maybe Kakuzu shouldn't be in the debatable section, maybe I just hate him, but like Hidan, he doesn't have any direct lines of scaling to any characters who are definitely Kage level, and everything I said about Hidan's fight with Yugito applies to him too. As I mentioned earlier in the video, Kakashi thought he could have killed Kakuzu with the Mangekyo Sharingan, and Naruto straight up blitzed him twice when they fought. Suigetsu was briefly able to contend with Killing Tail's transformation. He was also able to blow a hole in Guru Guru's head. With her chains, Karin was able to blow up Guru Guru's statue, but it's unclear if this was something she can do consistently. In this moment, she's definitely Kage level, but a lot of this strength seems to come from her desire to save Sasuke. Lee kicked Madara in half, but he was being amped by Naruto's Nine Tails chakra, so I don't know if it counts.
Yeah, I don't know. That don't count.
Effortlessly destroyed some of Kakuzu's hearts with the 6-pad tools left behind by Kinkaku and Ginkaku. Tenten's only in contention for Kage level when she's armed with these 6-pad tools, though.
Ain't no fucking way, boy.
Sai blitzed Deidara and Sasori, but he could have just been way stronger in this moment as a result of being really pissed off or something. If he is strong enough to do this regularly, then Sai is Kage level for sure, but this could just be an outlier.
I think it's an outlier.
This guy is really...
Who's Adobo?
Aoba fought Kakuzu in hand-to-hand
combat.
Who
the fuck is Adobo and why he look like that? Why his body all stretched out and ugly looking, bro? This is a giraffe. This big giraffe looking, little short leg, long leg. Hey, why his legs? Why his legs look like that? And why his torso so long and his leg all scrimpy, and then his neck and then his arms is down to his knees, bro? What's going on with you, bro? Big show life. Big show life up.
For a minute, and Kabuto seemed to think his presence was worth mentioning. Also, he's in better shape than B after both of them have about the same amount of chakra absorbed from them by Kisame, so I don't know, man. Shisui might have been stronger than Fugaku, and his Mangekyo Genjutsu was really strong, but he doesn't actually have any Kage level feats, just heightened statements.
Just crazy ability.
Okay, so Kakuro definitely isn't actually Kage level, but he has Sasori's puppet body, and some people assume that he's as strong as Sasori with it, so I mean, I think it's a stretch, but I figured I had to
If Sasori is Kage level and then he's controlling Sasori, I can see how you could say that. All the power doesn't transfer because you're not taking the skill of Sasori, you're just taking his abilities. But I can see how you can come to that conclusion.
That he's as strong as Sasori with it, so I mean, I think it's a stretch, but I figured I had to put him here. Chiyo regularly fought Hanzo in his prime, but it's unclear if she fought him one-on-one or as part of a team. She and Tsunade were also rivals during the Second Great Ninja War, and when she met Kakashi, who she thought was Sakumo the White Fang, she immediately tried to kill him with her bare hands, without even using her puppets, implying she thought that even while holding back and even well past her prime, she was strong enough to kill him. Haku blitzed Kakashi during the Fourth Great Ninja War, and by this point Kakashi had been considered as a candidate for Tsunade's temporary Hokage replacement. Like a lot of other characters here, this could have been a mental amp thing, but it's not exactly an outlier since he did the same thing on the bridge in part 1. He's also stronger than Zabuza, who, like I said, thought he could kill the Mizukage. Kitsuchi, yeah, this guy. I know most of you probably don't remember.
I was saying, like, who the fuck is Kitsuchi?
Kitsuchi trapped the Geto Mazo between massive earth structures and straight up boxed with Kinkaku. Nagato thought Yahiko was strong, I guess. He probably wasn't Kage level, but Hanzo did kill him using underhanded tactics, so maybe he really was secretly a monster. Who knows? Anyway, that's everybody, at least that I can think of. If I forgot anyone, feel free to yell at me in the comments. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to. Don't worry.
Is there anybody else that he missed? I don't know. I think he got everybody who I would consider Kage. He even got all the debatable people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he touched on pretty much everybody. I'm trying to think, like, he even hit all my favorite peoples, so I ain't got nobody else that I would consider to even be that strong. You feel me? Oh, what about old boy who eventually became the Hokage, who had the light powers? He's from the Cloud Village. Not Cloud. It's a Cloud Village. Yeah, the black dude with the light powers who fought Kinkaku and I cannot say the names. Kinkaku and Ginkaku. He fought them and he eventually became the Hokage. What about that dude? Oh, actually, no. He put him in the beginning of the video. Never mind. So he's already covered. Yeah, so that's it. I ain't got nobody else. But yeah, if y'all like the video, leave a like, subscribe down to the channel if you're new, and I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.
Promise you I'm not the one, I burn in the sun. Can't take the thought of me, you know